Hail to the gods, the old and the new. And welcome to our short intro to Game of Thrones. Prepare to enter a medieval fantasy world with a kind of reverse climate change. It's the eve of a very harsh winter that will probably last for decades. And as if that weren't bad enough, here's Jack Frost. The Night King, who's determined to turn all living creatures that cross his path into zombies. But how did we end up so deep in misery? Let's go back 7 seasons. It started with Lord Eddard, Ned Stark in Winterfell. This is his castle, and he's wearing a warm fur coat because, winter is coming. His old buddy, King Robert Baratheon, drops by. You helped me conquer the Iron Throne of the Seven Kingdoms. Thanks, Ned. That was really nice. But now I need you to be my hand. Why? Can't you use your own? No, the hand of the king. It's like a manager. And your daughter Sansa will then marry my son, Joffrey. Oh, please, Daddy. Well, if you really want to. So, Ned travels south with Sansa and his second daughter, Arya, to the capital, King's Landing. Unfortunately, Queen Cersei from the Lannister family can't stand him at all. Well, the main issue is that his son caught me and my brother, Jaime, in an incestuous act. But I pushed the little rascal out of the tower and now he's in a wheelchair. Now, rather inconveniently, the king dies after being attacked by a wild boar. Ouch. So, sadistic psychopath Joffrey is like, OK, I'm the king now. You're an inbred bastard. And then Joffrey, what was that? Off with his head. So Ned gets decapitated. Ouch. Arya manages to escape, but the Lannisters keep close eye on Sansa. Ned's son is livid. What treachery. I will have revenge. And by the way, I'm the king of the north now. Hold your horses, man. The Iron Throne is mine. I, Renly Baratheon, King Robert's brother and the rightful heir. Excuse me, I, Stannis Baratheon, your older brother, am the king now, but I'm way cooler. But I have the Red Woman, and she's going to kill you with a shadow demon. Ouch. Before you know it, civil war. You'd think there were enough wannabe rulers on the market, but there's one more, preparing to move in from the neighbouring continent, Essos. Daenerys Targaryen, the daughter of Robert's predecessor. Actually, I was just supposed to marry this wild stallion called Khal Drogo, but he's dead now. Ouch. So I'm super emancipated now, and I'm like freeing all the slaves. Her 3 dragons come in handy. I got these petrified eggs for my wedding, and they actually hatched. There, my little darlings. Psycho King Joffrey's diminutive uncle Tyrion is his hand and supposed to keep the teenage monarch in check, which works fine until one of the wannabes, King Stannis, attacks the capital. I'll destroy your fleet. Conquer the city anyway. No way, Daddy will stop you. Daddy is Tywin Lannister, Joffrey's grandpa, and he's got the upper hand now. So first up, Joffrey will marry Marjorie Tyrell because we need Tyrell's cash for the war. And then Robb Stark is like, man, that's so materialistic. I'm marrying for love. Oh, yeah, congratulations, you emotional softy. Ouch! So he has him killed by an ally at the Red Wedding. Another Stark bites the dust. But there are still a few left. For example, Jon Snow. Ned Stark's bastard son who didn't inherit a thing and therefore joined the Night's Watch. In the north, they guard this kind of giant ice cube border wall against migrants. What? Why are there suddenly 100,000 wildlings trying to get to the south? Oh, hey, sweet wildling lady, hello. So he loses his virginity, becomes friends with Mance Rayder, the king from the other side of the wall, and he finds out about the real enemy, the White Walkers, and their ruler, the Night King. Ah! Meanwhile, in King's Landing, King Joffrey gets poisoned at his own wedding. Ah! So his mother, Cersei's like, it was him, my brother, the dwarf. Tyrion's own dad sentences him to death, but he doesn't feel like dying, so he kills his father instead with a crossbow, and then he escapes to Essos. Marjorie Tyrell wastes no time and grabs the next in line, Joffrey's brother, Tommen. Wow, I love you so damn much. The Queen tries to secure power, but just then the High Sparrow and his religious fundamentalists get in the way, lock her up. No! Just keep confessing and repenting. Ha ha! In the meantime, Winterfell has been conquered by the traitor Theon Greyjoy. Well, you call me a traitor. The Starks always treated me like a hostage. Anyway, wheelchair Bran escapes to the north beyond the wall and is trained to be a 3-eyed raven. It's a long story. He becomes a kind of psychic. Meanwhile, Jon is back with the Night's Watch when wildlings attack the wall. They almost win, but then, at the very last minute, relentless King Stannis prevails, another king gone. Hello, Daenerys here. I'm still freeing slaves in Essos and getting an army ready. So what happened to the Stark daughters? The younger one, Arya, is like, a girl will go to another country and become a trained assassin. Sansa, and I was rescued from the Lannisters in King's Landing by Lord Baelish. Yes, and you will now marry Ramsay Bolton, conqueror of Winterfell. Not another sadistic psychopath. Jon is now the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He lets the wildlings pass through to the south, but then is killed by his own men. Jack, ouch, another Stark gone. Wait a second, the witch Melisandre intervenes and brings him back to life. Well, I had some time on my hands because Ramsay Bolton killed Stannis. Ooh, another king gone. But don't celebrate too soon. Sansa and Jon team up and defeat Ramsay Bolton. Ouch. All right, now I'm the king of the north. In King's Landing, Cersei, now rocking her pixie cut, decides to blow up the High Sparrow, all his fanatics, and her own daughter-in-law. Unfortunately, that prompts her son, Tommen, to take his own life. Well, I guess I'll reign then as queen. After many ups and downs, Daenerys now has a huge army and Tyrion Lannister as her hand, so she's ready to invade Westeros. After that, Jon meets up with her. Hey, can you help me take care of the Night King? Sure, but you'll have to kneel before me because I'm queen. Yeah, but I'm also kind of the king. Anyway, there's some tension in the air, but then Jon goes to play in the snow again, and she has to come save him with her dragons, so the Night King doesn't crush him. One of her dragons dies in the battle. Oh no, my love. You know, I'm really sorry, but hey, at least you're my queen now. They also manage to catch one of the zombies during the fight, and they take him to Cersei in King's Landing, and he's like, woo. And they're like, whoa, take that thing away from us. Well, yes, now you know who the real enemy is. Let's call a truce until we defeat the Night King. And she's like, wow, I'm so in shock. Well, let's team up. We have good reason to. And then Dan and Jon are like, let's make love. They leave. And Jaime Lannister, her brother and commander of the army, says, okay, so I'm taking our troops to the north. Are you insane? I lied, of course, because I'm pure evil. Well, I'm leaving you to go and fight on our enemy's side, even though I got you pregnant again. In the meantime, Dany's dead dragon has become the pet of the Night King, who, get this, uses it as a flamethrower to melt the ice wall and then marches towards the south. Will Jon and Dany manage to stop him? Oh, by the way, Dany is actually Jon's aunt. Ew, more incest. Well, I just thought I should tell you, as the Three-Eyed Raven. And that, dear community, was Game of Thrones Seasons 1 to 7.